Hey, what's up guys? I've been testing out a different deck every day from the best players in the world. And today we're gonna be showcasing the most underrated unique decks in the game. So it's not gonna be some mainstream Archer Queen deck that you've seen a million times. These are gonna be top tier decks that professional players play that are something that most people wouldn't even recognize. So when you play it, number one, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And when your opponents play against it, they're probably not gonna have a clue of what they're playing against, which will give you a huge advantage. If you like any of the decks that I play today, make sure to check out the pinned comment for a full video on any of the decks. So let's go jump straight to some games and assert dominance with some of the best decks in the new meta. All right, we got a game against Eevee. Let's see what he evolves into with this crazy strategy. So I'm going to go in for the Golden Knight in the back, and unfortunately we don't have the hand that we were looking for. We really want our Elixir Collector, but it's nowhere to be found. So he's going to have Electric Spirit and Skeletons, fast cycle deck with Archer Queen, probably going to be Expo. So I'm going to Miner and go for Minion Horde here, and I'm going to aim to get our opponent's Rocket out of cycle. If he Rockets on the Minion Horde, it would be disastrous for my dude. Yo, the minions are locked onto the tower. I don't think he has any way of stopping that. I think the game might just already be over. So if you go for a solid Minion Horde when your opponent's Archer Queen is out of cycle, and that's their only anti-air response that they're relying on, sometimes there's nothing they can do but just surrender the game and surrender their towers. Even if this guy evolved into an Umbreon or an Espeon, no matter what he would want to do, his towers would be gone. So that was incredibly easy stuff and real rough for the opponent. GG and well played, and good luck in the rest of your ladder session. Hopefully you can get a better matchup than that one. All right, we got a game against Tanner. So this guy finished at the top 200 in the world, so he's going to be a pretty good player. Definitely want to focus up and not mess around too much. I love cycling my Golden Knight in the back and give our opponent the suspicion that we've got Electro Giant, because he messes up and he cycles the wrong stuff and we get Elixir Collector advantage, then it could be a miserable matchup for him. So I'm expecting him to have a Royale Giant deck without Log and Cycle to be hard for him to deal with the guards plus Golden Knight. But even if he's able to get like a couple piggies here or here, I think it's going to be pretty good. We're able to dash onto the cannon, finish off the goblins, and then get up a lot of elixir. So he's going to get two pigs counter pushing, but one of them is going to die to the tower before the second one even arrives. I'm going to go for an Elixir Collector and pray that he doesn't end up having a Goblin Drill or something along those lines. If he goes in for a Lightning on top of the Elixir Collector, then it's not that bad, but you know, I guess he probably would have had Fireball if he had dropped the Fireball in the Elixir Collector, but Lightning costs more, so he decided to go for the Royale Giant instead and try to apply pressure. So he does not have Fireball in this deck, if I think so. I mean, it has to be, right? I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen a deck where someone has Fireball that hasn't Fireballed my Elixir Collector immediately, so that's what I'm anticipating here. And if we're playing against a Lightning deck, Minion Horde is going to be really good if they rely heavily on top of the Fisherman and also the Mother Witch as their counters to all of my spam. Because the Mother Witch is not going to be a reliable answer to us. I'm going to go for 3 Musketeers here, and I'm going to go and click the Golden Knight ability so we can dash onto all of his stuff, hit the tower, and then go for a Miner in front, because I'm pretty sure the Musketeers are going to get tanked for and he loses the game. So I did just outplay someone that is ranked top 200 in the world, and this was just an easy match. You just identify when you're up Elixir, you defend, and you can counter push with 3 Musketeers at the river if you know that they have a Lightning deck and they don't have enough Elixir to afford it. I think the guy just left the game and didn't want to play anymore. We literally just destroyed this man's mental so freaking fast, and his towers are not going to last. GG, bro. That was way too easy and pretty fun. And a perfect showcase of why I love 3 Musketeers so much. He finished 600 and 173 in the world, and winning that was incredibly easy. Jump into the game against Daniel. He's a part of the Ghost Clan, and he also had Rocket in his mastery symbol. So if we could just ghost the Rocket and not play against it today, that would make me pretty happy. But I highly discourage, you know, you guys from spamming too much stuff and praying that they don't have Rocket until you actually know for a fact that they don't. So I'm not going to go in for like a balloon here. I'm just going to try to get like one little piggy, and it's going to get raged up, so that's going to be nice. Yo, this guy is definitely going to be packing Rocket or just like Magic Archer with Wall Breakers and a fast card cycle, potentially with Fireball. Oh, he's going to have Poison instead. Okay, so we know what the deck is. It's going to be the Mortar Fast Cycle Archer Queen deck with Valkyrie, Goblins, Log, and Poison. The one that Mohammed Light uses. Mohammed Light typically uses Rocket, so that's why I was apprehensive of playing pretty aggressive at the start, especially since we saw it in the banner. Wait, could he actually end up running Rocket and also Poison? Because I have seen that version as well. I hope that's not what I'm playing against, though. This cannon is going to be stupendous. Not only is it going to tank for the mortar, but it's going to eliminate the mortar a bit quicker, allowing us to get a pathway towards the tower to deliver that death bomb. Let's go. And we're going to force out a log from our opponent that he did not want to drop. So I'm going to go in for skeletons here with an archer queen coming at us. It's a little bit scary, not going to lie. The ice spirit is going to get shredded, and I don't know what else to do there, you know? I think going for the fly machine on the other side might have been a little bit worse, but the fly machine doesn't have much HP, so I was like, if it gets targeted by the archer queen, that's not going to be good for us. So I wanted to force out the ability a little bit faster, and then have the archer queen go in the other side to force out more elixir. It's okay. We ended up taking a lot of damage, but archer queen is the most like notorious hard counter to balloon decks because it can just go invisible. And if you try to snipe it, a lot of times you're not going to be able to. So that's part of the reason why he's got it in the deck most likely. It's just a very good card. So we're going to use our balloon because it should go straight towards the tower. I don't think that placement of the mortar was optimal for our dude here. And he's going to have to go for an archer queen, which isn't going to be able to kill it completely. He has to go for an ice spirit. But even after messing up the mortar placement, as you guys saw, the archer queen still bailed him out. So it is tough to play against for sure. We're going to log this, maybe get him to go and click the archer queen ability a little bit faster than he would want. We're going to use our ice spirit here, miner, counter with the lumberjack. Yo, let's go. That's quite good. That is actually really good. We're going to go in for goblins, counter with the mother witch, so then we can go for dual lane pressure and potentially get multiple piggies. And then again, he misses the mortar. Oh my gosh. We are living in this man's mind right now, and it is hard for him to find the proper placements. This is hilarious. So this is actually one of the worst matchups I could have gotten. And it kind of counters almost every balloon deck in the game. So I'm fortunate that we are probably going to be able to win this if I play it just well enough. I'm going to eat all of the damage from the archer queen because I don't have a good response to that. It's just better for me to eat the damage. I'm going to log here, and now he has got even damage on both sides. We can go for a fly machine to potentially snipe his buildings. Maybe force out an archer queen a little bit faster than he would typically want to. We're going to go for a cannon as well, just so we can kill the mortar. Jeez, dude, are we actually going to be able to win this matchup? No way! You had one of the most defensive decks in the game with Archer Queen, and you still couldn't stop me. I guess Daniel got exactly what he wanted, and we turned his towers into a ghost so they can just be a part of his clan. Because we were able to constantly keep up pressure with lumberjacks and mother witches while we were going in for balloons, our opponent had to pay attention to way too much, and it messed up his mortar placements. This deck stresses out your opponent so you always get the most out of your stuff. And winning that one puts us at 8,400 in the world. Let's get it. Apparently, this guy is a very sneaky sir. So I want to go for an ice spirit here and see what he's up to. I am suspiciously just waiting. I don't necessarily know what your deck is. If you've got sneak in your name, I'm going to be a bit scared. Maybe you're going to whip out like a random golem Pekka deck. Oh my gosh, you're going to go in for a princess at the river. Yeah, you are not my type of friend, my dude. I'm going to go for a balloon here because I know that the lumberjack is definitely going to die, but it will give us an added benefit. The rage is a present that you did not want to see. You're going to go and click the Mighty Miner Bomb because you were hoping that you could knock back the balloon, but in reality, that gave you absolutely nothing. Or maybe you were trying to bait out elixir on the other side. Anyway, you're only going to get a simple 1 elixir skeleton, so that was definitely a wasted ability, my dude. I'm going to go for an ice spirit here, and we'll see if we can get some more chip damage on the tower. You guys might laugh at that and be like, ha, chip damage, 100 damage. That thing adds up over time, especially because we don't end up having a big spell. I'll take every bit of damage I can get. We're going to Mother Witch on top of the goblins because I think we're able to get a lot of piggies here. Please, 2 piggies. That's pretty good. We can log on top of the princess if it walks up. Oh, no, 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 no. Awful, awful gameplay by me. That was the worst decision of my life. I threw my log against the log bait player. What am I doing? You guys did not just see what I saw, okay? That was a figment of your imagination. And we are not taking 300 damage with the Mighty Miner potentially locking on my tower on the other side. That is also not happening here. Redemption Arc, Mother Witch, because I can't hit my logs, I gotta go use units instead. Fortunately for us, the piggy is gonna pack a punch and have that tower for lunch. We also finished off all the goblins with the lumberjack. The added rage against bait cards is so nice. And it's difficult for opponents to defend a fly machine when they have a log bait deck because none of their cards really have that anti-air capability besides Princess, which essentially tickles the fly machine. So instead, he's going to go in for a tank with a Mighty Miner. So that's kind of good for me. I can go for a cannon here. And then I guess I can go in for a log because that's off to the side. Maybe I could have went for an Ice Spirit and then pulled it slightly towards the King Tower and activated King Tower. But I'm not feeling too fancy because I just missed a log, guys, you know? When you make that amount of bad plays, you just gotta be like, maybe today's not my day. Let's have our different type of way and spam our lumberjack with balloon and see him rocket this. It's gonna happen. There's no doubt about it. If you guys didn't know the interaction with rocket and balloon, it takes 2 tower shots plus also the rocket to finish off the balloon. So if you have something tanking for the balloon in front and they rocket the balloon, they still might take a lot of damage if you can get the right interaction. So we're going to log here. We're going to be fine. I can definitely go in for a cannon as well, be able to knock back his stuff, make sure that we go for an ice spirit. He's vigorously trying to outcycle me, as you guys can see, but we're back to log already. I love how this deck functions. I'm going to go in for a log right now, finish off all the goblins, and then probably get a good trade as well with the lumberjack on the tower, because it's going to be able to finish off the princess. Even though the princess didn't die, she still died in the rage. She went into the swamp of purple. So I'm going to go in for a balloon here. He'll probably go in for like a cannon or something. Maybe we can snipe it with a fly machine if I get lucky. So that's another thing that I was thinking about. Like if we go in for fly machines plus balloon, that will be able to one-tap the cannon, and then it will force out more elixir. He's going to have to go goblins, so then I can go for Mother Witch prediction on the goblins because he didn't have the Mighty Miner because he cycled in the right-hand side. So now we can force out the cannon earlier. And with the cannon out of cycle, then we can go for the balloon. And as you guys can see, we're just getting a winter wonderland of fun interactions here where our opponent is having suboptimal situation of counters. So I'm going to go for another fly machine here. I don't think it's going to be able to finish off the princess. Maybe our skeletons can. This is also a pretty risky play. Okay, I'm going to go for a Mother Witch here, but the fly machine locks out of the tower, and we get 2 hits. And the balloon death damage as well. What the heck is happening here? I want him to rocket on the balloon really badly, but every single time he goes in for a goblin barrel, he should have a plan of doing that, because he's just dropping it right into a log. And I know I'm bad at log, and maybe I gave you the perception that I really am terrible at hitting my logs. But in reality, I'm not going to miss that, man. I'm not going to miss that multiple times, I promise. I especially against the goblin barrel. So I'm just going to log your tower, and we're going to get a redemption arc. I hit a log to finish off the game. Come at me, bro. I was actually able to do it. The accomplishment wasn't winning the game. It was hitting the log. And that win hit us up with some medals, putting us at 6,800 in the world. We got another one here, and this guy is not cycling anything at the start, which is exactly what we hate to see. Come on, man. Okay, well, that's also unfortunate. Maybe the Goblin Giant is able to sprinkle some value on both of those. No, it only kills one of the wall breakers and left the other one in the dust. I guess we can go for a snowball to incinerate the spear goblins and then also push back the one goblin that was still left over. This is a good trade for us because the Goblin Giant should be able to hit the tower twice. If I lightning on top of the knight, it's a -3 trade, but I get tower damage, and the spear goblins would lock onto the tower too. So it would have been horrible for us. Wait, we're playing against Logbait, Fast Cycle, Rocket. So if you guys hate playing against Rocket, one of the reasons why the Sparky deck is better than all the other Sparky decks is specifically because you have Lightning for Inferno Towers, and then you also have multiple answers to Goblin Barrels. So I like this deck a lot more than other, Sparky decks, because other Sparky decks don't work in the meta, especially when Logbait is so prevalent. He's going to go in for a Dark Goblin. I think he's going to drop something in front of that, and he does go in for an Ice Spirit. So well played on his end. I'm going to go in for a Goblin Giant here, and I'm going to pair that with a Phoenix to finish off the Goblins pretty quickly, and then also get some Stellar Counter Push. He's likely going to go in for a Goblin Gang here, so I've got my Snowball on the ready. Maybe I can go in for the Snowball and then just save the Barb Barrel for the defense against the Goblin Barrel, and I think that would be our best bet. Because if he doesn't have Spear Goblins to answer our Phoenix, then the Phoenix is going to stay alive a lot longer. Maybe we can go in for like a Hunter there and then protect the Phoenix, but there's still one Spear Goblin left over, so it just really wasn't worth it in my opinion. We go in for a Sparky right now. We want to drop it more so in the middle. If we drop it in the back, it's just going to get rocketed and he's going to hit the tower too. So I will definitely be able to finish off one of the wall breakers and get some Sparky sprinkles on the right-hand side if this guy wants to give us any value. If he doesn't, that's also understandable. Maybe he goes in for like a Goblin Gang and we can make a prediction on that with a Barbarian Barrel if I'm feeling really fancy. Oh, I am. Oh, yes, that was pretty cool. But that didn't work out as well as I had hoped. I made the prediction. I hit the Goblin Gang, but I still didn't hit all the Goblins because the Goblins drop at different times if you guys didn't know. Because the Goblins are all kind of dispersed and dropped at different points. You're not able to hit them all with the Barbarian Barrel. So it's kind of unfortunate. I shouldn't have done that. I just tried to flex. It didn't really work out. So I got to go in for like a Dark Prince on the Dark Goblin so it dies. And then, how am I going to win this one? It doesn't seem like he's actually going to end up having like a rocket in his deck. So maybe what I can do here is I can go for Barbarian Barrel, clean up one of the wall breakers, let one of them connect and be okay with that, and then eat all the damage from the Dark Goblin because there's going to be even damage on both sides, and then soak up the damage for the squad because I'm going to be able to build up a much bigger push now. We're going to go in for a Hunter here, and I'm expecting him to go in, so I'm going to try to go in for like a giant snowball, and then hopefully bounce back all the goblins. Okay, that was awful. I thought that was going to work out a lot better than it did. It's still decent. I mean, I'm still up a little bit of elixir, but it was unfortunate that we went in for that snowball. I definitely did get outplayed a tad bit there. I'm going to go for a Dark Prince, and I'm going to go for the Barbed Barrel. I might be able to kill the Knight and then keep everything alive. However, I don't know if the Sparky's going to do enough damage. It needs to lock onto the tower, and it needs to lock onto the tower now. The Barbed Barrel is going to be tanking for the Sparky because the Spear Goblins would be able to, you know, just die to a log or something. That was awesome. I'm so thankful that we won that. And he's crying at the end. So this guy had a very good log bait deck, fast cycle. We made some prediction with the Barbed Barrel. It was utterly useless, but the Barbed Barrel at the end, surprisingly, was the MVP, tanking for the Sparky just a little bit longer so we could finish off the game. Kind of a clutch win against a super cycle log bait deck. Let's bounce on to the next one. Yo, we're playing against Isaporon. This guy is one of the best players in the entire world. And if you guys looked at his banner, he finished 33 in the world and top 200 pretty consistently. So I'm a little bit scared because I don't like losing to people that are so freaking good. But at the same time, even if you lose to someone this good, there isn't that much like shame because you just know that he's going to make some crazy outplays. I don't want to go and spend too much elixir. I think that I need to go in for archers, but at the same time, I don't want to. If he goes and clicks the Golden Knight dash, it would lock onto my tower, so I had to go for the archers there. Ooh, it was looking like it would dash onto my tower instead of the mortar. That was really sketchy for a second. I was like, that happens, that would not make sense. So if we go for a skeleton army, there's a high chance he's just going to go for like a bomber or a Barbed Barrel. We don't know which version of the deck he's got yet. You know what? Because the Electro Giant is out of cycle and the Phoenix is out of cycle, what if we would just mine our minion horde? Is that the smart play? Dude, I don't think he has anything. Got to tornado that back. He's pulling it back with the Barbed Barrel. Are you joking right now? Did we just finesse a top ladder player? We can still win this. Like, this is very, very winnable. Like, if we go for a skeleton army here, even though he's got Electro Giant coming at us, I probably want to arrows here. It will be able to kill everything. Oh, that was awful. That was really bad because I don't know if it's going to be able to kill the Phoenix in time. The Phoenix is just going ham on my tower. Please stop. Please stop. Stop hitting me like this, man. That's hurting me. So we have 700 HP on our tower against a top 200 ladder warrior. Jeez, bro. So if I defend with my mortars, I will win this game. I also put in a lot of pressure towards the 3 crown. What if I do something like this? I archers here, and then I minion horde, and I skeleton king, and I 3 crown you if you go in for an E-giant. How would that make you feel right now? I feel like you don't want to do that. So I'm going to skeleton king on the other side so it can still go in the right-hand lane if we wanted to. And then maybe I can go in for a miner here just to apply aggression towards the 3 crown. Just for the memes, because if we get that to happen, then he can't go in for the offense that he's looking for with his Electro Giant. He's still going to do it. I'm going to pull it as much as I possibly can with the mortar. If you guys notice that placement, that is as far as you possibly can pull the E-giant. And I'm not going to overspend. He needs 2 lightnings to take out my tower. It doesn't look like he wants the lightning. He's just going to go for a tornado instead. Huh. This is really weird. The tornado's out of cycle. The E-giant is out of cycle. Can we do this? Can we just go in for the win? Is there a chance? What if I miner on top of the bomber, I finish off the Phoenix, and I keep my Skeleton King in cycle for the Golden Knight, and the minion horde just locks and walks its way through? Jeez, dude, look at the minions. They're doing so much damage. With 22 seconds remaining, he is not able to do it. We just beat a top 200 player that is insanely good at the game. So if you guys hate playing against Electro Giant, you don't have to look any farther. Just play this deck and you'll win. It's crazy that you can just drop the mortar in that defensive position and it pulls the E-giant no matter where they drop it. Somehow, some way, we just beat someone 10 times better than me, and it felt really good. GG, and well played to Isaporon. Definitely one of the best players in the entire game. So it feels good that this deck carried me to success. If you guys are wondering, yes, that was the real Isaporon. He finished 15 in the world with his legacy best, and he's extremely talented. No wonder all the top ladder players are rushing to play this Mortar Skeleton King deck. When you play it well, it feels impenetrable for your opponent. The fortress of Skeleton Swarm is way too hard to break through. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an incredible rest of your day.